Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money like a magnet, while others spend their entire lives chasing it? It's not just about luck. It's not just about talent or even hard work. It's about how they think. Millionaires don't just have more money. They have a different operating system in their minds, a different lens through which they view the world, make decisions, and take action. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how millionaires think differently and how you can rewire your own mind to follow the same path. These aren't tired cliches or motivational fluff. These are psychological shifts that can transform financial struggle into unstoppable momentum. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like you were meant for something greater, this might be the mindset reset you've been waiting for. 1. The shift from consumer to creator. The first and most critical shift: millionaires don't think like consumers, they think like creators. Let me tell you about Alex. In his early 20s, he was flat broke, working long shifts at a retail store, barely making enough to cover rent and groceries. Every dollar he earned, he spent on clothes, gadgets, fast food, and weekend drinks. His entire mindset was about living for the moment, not building for the future. Then one night, something changed. Scrolling through YouTube, half asleep on his couch, Alex stumbled across an interview with a self-made millionaire. One line stopped him cold. If you're always buying someone else's dream, you'll never have time to build your own. That line hit him like a punch to the gut. He realized every time he bought a product, every time he binged hours of content, every time he paid for convenience, he was investing in someone else's empire, not his own. So he flipped the script. Instead of buying, he started building. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, he began creating. Instead of wasting hours shopping or gaming, he learned skills: coding, video editing, marketing. Fast forward 5 years, and Alex now runs a 6-figure online business. He works for himself, on his own terms. What changed? Not just his income, his identity. Millionaires ask, how can I create something valuable? How can I solve problems that people will pay to have solved? They don't just consume, they contribute, and in return, they grow. Consumers say, what can I get? Creators say, what can I give that multiplies? 2. They buy time, not things. Here's the second shift. Millionaires value time far more than they value money. Most people operate under a trade time for money mindset. They think, if I work more hours, I'll earn more. But millionaires flip the equation. They ask, how can I use money to buy back my time? Sarah was a talented freelance graphic designer. She had plenty of clients, too many, actually. She worked late nights, skipped weekends, juggled 10 different projects at once. She was earning $6,000 a month. But she was exhausted, overwhelmed, and constantly one deadline away from burnout. Then she had a conversation that changed everything. Her mentor looked at her and asked, how much of your time is spent doing things someone else could do for $10 an hour? Sarah paused. A lot, she admitted. She was spending nearly 10 hours a week on emails, invoicing, file management, admin work that drained her energy. Her mentor did the math. 10 hours a week equals 40 hours a month. If she valued her time at just $100 an hour, she was wasting $4,000 of value doing tasks she could easily delegate. So, Sarah hired a virtual assistant. She streamlined her client onboarding. She raised her rates, focused only on high-paying clients, and gave herself room to breathe. The result? More income, less stress, and most importantly, more freedom. Millionaires obsess over time. They know money is infinite. Time isn't. They ask, what's stealing my time? How can I automate, outsource, or eliminate low-value tasks? How can I focus only on what moves the needle? They don't hustle harder, they design smarter. 3. Long-term thinking over short-term feelings. The third mindset: millionaires think in decades, not days. We live in a world addicted to now. Instant gratification is everywhere. Fast food, fast money, fast likes. If it doesn't pay off immediately, most people lose interest. But millionaires, they play the long game. They plant seeds today that won't bloom for years. They delay the dopamine hit for something bigger. Take Marcus, for example. In college, while his friends spent their money on parties and impulse purchases, Marcus began investing. Not thousands, just $50 or $100 a month. He studied the stock market, learned the basics of index funds, and stayed consistent. People laughed. They said, dude, you're broke. What's the point? But Marcus saw what they didn't. compound growth. By age 30, he had over $250,000 invested. While others were buried in student debt, Marcus had options. He didn't win because he earned more. He won because he thought further ahead. Millionaires ask, what does this look like in 5 years? Will this decision move me forward or keep me stuck? They're not chasing the next big thing. They're building something that lasts. 4. Failure is feedback, not defeat. Another key shift: millionaires don't run from failure. They study it. To most people, failure feels like the end, a red light, a reason to quit. But to a millionaire, failure is data. It's a stepping stone, a signal to adapt. Look at Lisa. She poured months into launching her first online course. She was excited, confident, ready to change lives. But launch day came and went. 0 sales, not a single one. Crushed, Lisa almost gave up. But then she got an email from a potential customer. This looks cool, but I'm not sure it solves my problem. That one comment flipped the switch. Lisa realized she hadn't validated her idea. She had built a product she thought people wanted without ever asking them. So she went back, interviewed her audience, learned their pain points. Then she rebuilt her course from scratch, this time solving a real need. 3 months later, she had 500 students enrolled. Millionaires don't ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? They run experiments, they track results, they pivot fast. They don't avoid failure, they turn it into fuel. 5. Leverage is everything. Last but not least, millionaires think in terms of leverage. Leverage means getting more results with less effort. It's multiplying your impact without multiplying your hours. David was an amazing writer. He poured hours into blog posts and client emails, but his work stayed in the shadows. No traction, no growth. Then he discovered the concept of leverage. He took his writing and repurposed it, turned articles into a newsletter, turned that newsletter into a video script, turned that video into a course, turned that course into passive income. Instead of one-to-one, he went one-to-many. He built systems, learned digital marketing, tapped into platforms that scaled his work. One blog post now brought in thousands of readers. One product earned money while he slept. Millionaires ask, how can I do this once and benefit forever? They look for tools, tech, people, and systems that amplify their efforts. Because hustle has a ceiling, but leverage, it's limitless. So, let's bring it home. If you want to think like a millionaire, don't just chase money. Upgrade your mindset. Stop being a consumer. Start being a creator. Stop trading time for dollars. Start buying time to build. Stop chasing instant wins. Start playing the long game. Stop fearing failure. Start learning from it. Stop doing everything yourself. Start building leverage. Because the truth is, millionaires aren't just lucky. They're intentional. They build habits, beliefs, systems, and they take action when others hesitate. You don't need a rich family or a genius IQ. You need a new operating system. It all starts with how you think.